Salman, guys. My phone just switched off. Technology. So I'll have this as a part two. So again, what I was trying to talk about in terms of teaching your young son, it's around provision and protection. So again, I was trying to say, Wuti, teaching your son to wash the dishes or to clean their room. I'm not saying that's not a great character skill trait to teach them. I'm saying that at the core fundamental, them working the garden, them working the fields, them tending to something or working towards something that can be a skill to provide for the family, versus a skill that is there to nurture the family. I don't know if I'm making sense. And then again, putting them in a certain mindset, in a certain space for them to be able to protect their family. In 2024, provision and protecting comes hand in hand. So if you can provide financially, that means that you have a higher chance of moving your family into a safer neighborhood, maybe into a complex and estate with electric fence and security, moving them into a safer school, whatever the case may be, based on the fact that you can provide. While that being said, I'm also a huge advocate on sports, contact sports. So that be rugby, that be boxing, that be Muay Thai, those type of things that readies the man. Because ultimately, if something were to happen, if you are walking, if my son is walking with his girlfriend or walking with his mother, and I'm not there, there will be an expectation. Whether sisters want to admit it or not, that's fine. There will be an expectation. If anything were to happen, they will look at the boy. So, again, you son are 20 years old, you are walking with your 20-year-old girlfriend. If, for example, a person comes and squeezes her bum, sexually harasses your partner, and your partner is feeling scared and intimidated, whether she admits it or not on social media, she will look at you to protect her at that time. If you were to just run away and leave her, you've lost her. Again, I teach my sons, I'm not saying everybody should do it, it's just my advice to people who would like to do it. I teach my sons how to fight because I want them to be able to control their emotions. In today's time, the men are men are they soft. Men like women are also emotional. There's this whole bullshit where they say men aren't emotional. Men are emotional. We just deal with their emotions different. So an angry man and an angry woman is not the same, because an angry woman might become very verbal and might be verbally toxic. An angry man becomes physical. So I teach my kids that should they have those emotions, they know how to handle them. They don't let it take control of who they are. We've seen disgusting men that can't keep their control, or we've seen disgusting men that don't know how to control their emotions, and they start beating up our sisters, or they become bullies at school, whatever the case may be. For me, it's very, very important. I teach my kids how to protect, again, not just going from the provision to the protection in terms of financials, but in terms of being able to protect them should anything physical come and happen. I stay in South Africa where the level of GBV is very high, the level of crime, the level of violence is very high. And if my kids are ready and able to protect their loved ones, being their mom, being their girlfriends, being me, when I get too old to protect myself, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. So guys, those are the tips that I was trying to tell my cousins. Just be aware about those two things, provision and protection. Now, on top of that, you need to put them in spaces that also can assist. As a father, I might only have a good 10 hours a week contact time with my kids. The rest, they're in school. They're in school being taught all these different things by these different people with different personalities. Many I might agree with and many I might not agree with. So I need to be very important when it comes to where do I put my kids? In what environment do I put my kids? Do I put my kids in an environment that is extremely highly feminized, that goes against me? If I'm an Islamic man, am I going to put my kids in a Christian community that might disagree with my core fundamentals? If I'm a vegan, will I put them in a farm landbouw school where part of the curriculum might be, I don't know, slaughtering, or I don't know what the case may be? Will I do that? No, I will try my best to put them in an environment that where there's a commonality in our fundamental beliefs. So understand that. So again, that's another thing I was saying. Understand, when you want to teach them this, it takes a village. So you might be vegan at home, but if you're moving them into a carnivore space 24/7 and they're spending 45 hours plus at school, and they having ama baconi, nama viana, nama poloni with the other kids, your veganism is going to quickly die. You know, Tina, my brother and I, our father was very, very much into soccer. And again, they're going to take us and put us into an environment that is Afrikaans and rugby. Obviously, we're going to take to rugby. Obvious. You know, you're going to put us into an environment where the first language at school was English, the second language was Afrikaans. We didn't have any other option. So again, you leave kids alone and you don't tend to that garden, mom, dad, and everybody in between, and you leave them alone, they're going to come and speak English and Afrikaans. That just makes sense, just logical sense, without your emotions being part of it. Just makes logical sense. So that was us. Understand the environment in which you put your child in which you put your son in. Is it going to contribute positively in how they view masculinity? Or is it going to be a toxic one where they just think that a woman is an ejaculation hole that is not respected and can be treated, and you just throw money at her? Is that how the environment that you put your son in? Does your son understand what protecting a woman looks like? Do they just think it's only about uppercuts? Do they understand that protecting a woman is so much more? Besides you as the father teaching them that, is the environment teaching them that. Very, very important to choose the right environment that will cultivate. As I said earlier, when it comes to your garden, as a man, you have to cultivate the land. You need to make sure that the land is fertile in order to be able to plant these seeds. So when it comes to the schooling, pick the right school that has that fertile land so you can plant your seeds. Again, another one, and I sound like a stuck record, is social fucking media. Guys, you can't be making your kids watch a useless mental diet and then get shocked when their brain turns into mush. That's like you as a parent feeding your child donuts every day and then being shocked that they're fat. You're feeding your child an unhealthy physical diet and then they become unhealthy physically, and then you're shocked. Your child is sickly, they fat, they this, they that, because they're eating rubbish. Your kids are forever drinking fizzy drinks, they're forever eating donuts, they're forever eating all the richest, most unhealthy food, and then you shocked when they are physically unhealthy. You make them watch the dumbest things on TV. Your kids are little kids and they're watching age inappropriate, they're watching $99, they're watching all this mushy thing that's breaking them, and all of a sudden you get shocked. Your kids are watching nothing but female geared shows, and then you get shocked when they become feminized. I'm not saying that your kids shouldn't be able to be in touch with their femininity, and I'm not saying femininity is a bad thing. I'm saying that if you're trying to raise a masculine boy in a healthy way, don't be shocked if all you are feeding them on the majority of their diet is feminine. Don't be shocked. You can't be shocked if that's all they are watching. And then you're going to be like, hey, how do I change their mental diet from what they are watching on social media to what they're watching on TV? It has to be geared into where you would like your kids to go. So again, on social media, if your kids on Twitter, on TikTok or what are just following Christian content, you as a Muslim home, don't get shocked when you see your child doing this before they eat. You know, don't be shocked. If your child is just watching rugby on TV, just watching rugby on Instagram, that's what's going in here. Don't be shocked when all of a sudden your child says they want to play rugby. Don't be shocked. Understand, you need to curate. You need to curate the type of seeds that will go into your garden. Because again, you have to plant strawberries to get strawberries. You have to plant green peppers to get green peppers. We judge a tree based on the fruit it bears, not on the fruit it says it will bear. I'm not going to walk past a lemon tree and it goes, shh, shh, I'm going to give you peaches. How? You're a fucking lemon tree. A lemon tree bears lemons. Very, very simple. If you take your child and you put them in an environment that is pro-rugby, they'll be inclined to play rugby. If you take your child into an Islamic environment where they learn the Quran, and they'll be inclined to become a Muslim. It just makes sense. Again, guys, understand that this is not foolproof. I'm not a guru. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a watwati. I'm just giving you my 2 cents around how we raise kids in this masculine space. Again, it's very, very hard to teach a person how to swim if you can't swim. So to all the fathers, the mothers, the cousins, the grannies, the whatever that are watching this, understand that if we want to teach our kids to be masculine, if we are men, we need to adhere. We need to work on our provision skills. We need to work on our protection skills. We need to make sure that the environment that we are in is cultivated. We move into an environment that is pro-healthy masculinity. Again, we need to make sure that we change our mental diets. This thing of just following girls that are tweaking 24/7, is that growing us or is that destroying us and taking us back? Understanding the stuff that you are watching, the shows that you are watching as a grown folk, as an adult, whatever you may be watching, is it healthy masculinity? Is it toxic masculinity? Do you have a healthy understanding of what femininity is? Or again, are you just looking at these radical feminists? There's nothing wrong with being a female that understands masculinity within herself. There's nothing wrong with being a man that understands femininity within himself, as long as it's healthy. It has to be healthy. There's nothing wrong with having a donut, but it has to be healthy. There's nothing wrong with having a fizzy drink. It has to be healthy. It just cannot consume your life. You as a man, femininity can't consume your life while also wanting to be masculine. That doesn't make sense. I can't want to just be a healthy guy, physically healthy, and all I do is sleep, eat donuts, drink fizzies all day. That doesn't make sense. So again, if I want to be a female and be feminine and be a feminine female in a healthy way, I cannot just be living in a hectically masculine way, watching masculine. It seems counterproductive. I know there'll be people that are negative in the comments. I know there'll be haters in the comments. But guys, understand what I'm trying to say. Understand that I'm saying that we need to work together, yin and yang. We need to make sure we have healthy feminism and a healthy feminine energy with a healthy masculine energy in order to build these societies, in order to have healthy relationships where we can help our little kiddies to grow. We're tired of the toxic masculinity on the one side and the radical feminism on the other side. Someone is going to get fucked up in the middle. If we don't come together and work together, we will be screwed. So we want the strongest tortoise to assist. Yes, to assist with the turtle as well, understanding that the man, the turtle, the big turtle, is going to do the heavy lifting, and vice versa when it comes to these things, guys. Asibambane as a society, aslegelane ngiyantanda. Have yourselves a fantastic day. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, share, like, comment. I'd like to hear even from my haters. But anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe, share. Have yourselves a fantastic day. Sure.